you. Would you be able to come to church? He said, well, I'm not sure, but I'll call you Saturday. So he ended up calling yesterday, and this morning Roger was at my business place, 8 o'clock in the morning. So when I called Roger this morning, I said, Roger, you're coming? He said, I'm in front of your business right now. I said, okay, give me 15 minutes, I'm coming. And this morning, I want to thank God for His grace and His glory. And I think God, I haven't a fight about staying there, but I think God wants me to stay there for a reason. Although it is next door to a bar, I think God wants me to stay there. And I'm not only him, I talk to a lot of the people on the road. They would come and I would give them sandwich, or if I'm going to pass, and I would tell them, come for a piece of roti, And this morning, I want the church to, if you can take Roger's number and encourage him, because I think he's such, if you hear him talk, he says he's a bit shy, but if you hear him talk, he sounds so intelligent. And I want to thank God this morning that Roger is off Mokoraba Street, and he's at his sister or his brother's home, and he's okay. And I want to thank God for answering my prayer, And I want to invite Roger this morning, not to say anything, but you could just look at this handsome young man. Sometimes you might hear him talk. He's very, very intelligent. And I want to thank God and give all the honor, glory, and praise this morning for taking off at least one. And that is just a start. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Sabi. That was an excellent testimony, actually. God is good. Good morning, with Applied Faith Center. Shalom to each and every one of you. It's good to be in the house of the Lord this morning. So much to say. And so much time passes. It's not me, it's not my fault. All right. Firstly, Brother Roger, welcome to the Applied Faith Center. It's good to have you here. And in terms of encouragement, I want to say that what you did was an excellent thing to make that decision to go by your sister and so forth and really get all these streets. That is an excellent thing, and I would like you to continue to do something, because when I saw you, I don't know, I felt like I knew you from before somewhere. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I know there's good things in store for you. Good things in store for you if you're doing the right thing, and I believe that you're doing the right thing. So, and he's not drinking anymore. That I trust you when I say staying away from that is a blessing by itself. All right? Of course, Brother Cook and Sister June, of course, I wish you all a happy anniversary as well. 18 years, that's a long time. As Sister June said, well, a good man is a good man, right? She didn't say that, but that is what it is, right? A good man is a good man. So I try to recap on all the things that have already blessed me for the day already. So I guess since you're all blessed already, we can go early. Just kidding, just kidding. God is great, and He is greatly to be praised this morning. His mercies endure forever. And the words come back here, because remember Sister Sabi when he spoke, and there is always a reason for what happens. There's always a reason. Even when you have struggle, there's still a reason. You understand? And then when you mentioned that, I didn't know that you had the struggle and so forth with whatever's going on with the place. But nevertheless, there is a reason, a purpose for everything under God. And God works in, of course, mysterious ways. So we have to continue to have faith in what He is doing. Sometimes we don't know, but sometimes we just have to hold on to what God is saying. Go, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that is what we have to do. So His mercies will endure it forever. But His mercies endure it forever, particularly when we hold on to Him. When we hold on to Him, His mercies endure it a little bit longer than when we don't hold on to Him. And this is an encouragement for everybody to stick to God's law. All right? And what about His love? His love has no boundaries. We think that You know, sometimes we feel like we don't see God's love and so forth, but I want to let you know that His love has no boundaries. The fact that we are alive today is because of His love this morning. The fact that you are here today and you might have heard that testimony, something that might have touched your heart, maybe it was the worship, whatever it is this morning, it is because of His love. His love, His love is love. It endureth, it has no boundaries. First and foremost, we have to give God all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise this morning. Not just for this morning, for past week. Alright? And if you haven't been in church for the past year, alright? Or a few years that you haven't been in church, whatever it is, right? And we give Him all that glory and all that honor and all that praise for what He is doing, of course, in church, and for what He is doing in our lives. And that is why, you know, even when I write what I say here, it is not just in church, but every single life that you said. Because you have a different life to me. I don't have a shop where I can bring in people and give them the good word. Sunday is my day to give the good word. But Sister Savi, I know Sister Abby, you too, you have your shop. I sure how much good word you probably give outside there. Right? But you know, sometimes it's good to see a result happen from it. It's a good encouragement to see a result. Alright? So before we get into the word and so forth, would you kindly turn to your neighbor? You know, we normally do this. If you're new, that is alright. It's not hard to do. We normally turn to the person next to us, hopefully somebody we don't know, if you could, and we speak some blessings into their lives. Alright? So all you have to do is repeat after me this morning. You are blessed and highly favored. Say it like you mean it, people. From a scale of 1 to 10, you are 11. God has called you here for a reason and a purpose, so that you will fulfill your calling. We declare God's blessings and favor upon your life. So we declare God's goodness and mercy upon your life. We declare God's divine appointment upon your life. We declare God's glory upon whose life? Your life. We declare God's protection upon your life. We declare upgrade upon your life. We declare promotion upon your life. We declare success upon your life. Whatever good thing you put your hands to do, it shall prosper. We declare long life, great health, and great strength upon your life. This church will continue to be blessed, and your generations will continue to be blessed. In the mighty name of Jesus, and all God's people say, amen and amen this morning. I find it's still too quiet, eh? Somebody needs some vitamin B shots. Amen? I trust that this week has been good for you. Has it been a good week? Yes, sort of. I know sometimes our week doesn't always go perfectly smooth. That is how it is sometimes in life, you know. Not going perfectly smooth. But God is still good, eh? God is still good even when things are perfectly smooth. Because as we go in through the Word of God, you will see that perfectly smooth actually, when something is not perfectly smooth, there is a meaning for that as well too. And we will come to that, hopefully we'll come to that this morning as well as we go through the Word. But I know and I trust that God has been looking after you. And that you have seen the great hand of Almighty God upon your life. Have you? Yes. If you're not too sure, better believe it. Yes. Don't wait for God to have to prove it. Sometimes God has to prove it in funny ways. Don't wait for Him to have to prove it. Alright? Of course, you know, Brother Tom has been taking his duty very seriously to remind us about praying for the nation. You did a good job. You waking me up at what, 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Not waking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I go to sleep 6 o'clock in the morning, working overnight and all these kind of dramas. But he has been doing an excellent job, I have to say. Oh, before I continue to, I did not know that my dear uncle in the back was premature at 3 pounds. It was 3 pounds, he said?
Yeah.
Melissa,
Yeah.
wow, I can't believe that. My big strong uncle there, I couldn't imagine that when she told me that. That was the shocker for the morning for me. All right, so I trust that many of you have been heeding the call and you have continued to pray, as Brother Tom has reminded us to pray and so forth. And this week, I was watching Beyond the Tape. Oh, you know Beyond the Tape, you sure? Right? And that's because it's right before TV6 News, so I tend to try to listen to the news, but I don't get every day to look at the news. And I learned another interesting statistic, and I want to share it with you so that you can be aware of it as well. I learned that out of all the areas where guns are found, well, you want to guess where the two highest areas are? Anybody? The two highest areas where guns are found. Anybody even know where that is? Not? Anybody want to know what the second one is? South. 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 I learned that from Beyond the Tape. I was very surprised of that actually. I was a bit shocked by how many guns. Hear this. For this year alone, it seems the police was able to confiscate, which is, they did a good job. The police is doing a good job when it comes to this in a sense. They were able to confiscate over 100 guns in South Trinidad. Did you know that? 100 guns, That's just in South. If you multiply that by North, that's 100 more guns, like 200 guns. I don't know where these guns coming from. But now that we know more information, then we know what to pray for. You understand? You see, sometimes I tell people, I say, I don't want to know your business, that's not why I ask you for your information. But I believe that sometimes we need to pray specific for something. You can say, Lord, bless these people, Lord, bless these people. But if I don't know your situation, I can only say, Lord, bless these people. I can't pray specific. And sometimes, even when we pray, we need to ask God for specific things in this life. Because sometimes when we say, well, Lord, help me here, and you're not specific, yes, the Lord will help you, but sometimes you have to be specific. That's how it was. So I learned that my prayer is answered better when I am more specific. And so the fact that we kind of have this idea of what is happening in our nation, and we don't already start the ball praying. Well, actually, I don't want to say we start the ball praying. That ball has already been started with the intercessory team. Because I know the intercessory team prays for the nation and so forth, spearheaded by Brother Darren. Brother Darren, thank you so much for your support this morning as well. And I missed the message with something was with the chairs or whatever the situation. Thank you so much for that as well. But yes, we need to pray specific for this nation. We started, let's continue. Let us pray that guns will not be coming into our nation and causing trouble. I know my brother was something happened to him as well. I don't know all the details, but this is why we are in church as well. Sometimes the police they have to do their part, but we can also do our part through God as well too. All right, and there's people like us who pray for this nation that crime will not go out of hand and this kind of thing and so forth. So, anyways, that was one of the interesting statistics. I don't want to take too long with that. And so I said, so if you could kindly upgrade your prayer to include the removal of guns from our nation, I think that will help our nation greatly. Only the law should have guns and so forth, and so forth. So anyways, and with that we have to pray that the sources of these guns, not just the removal, but the sources of these guns will be eradicated in the process, because I doubt the sources are good sources, if you understand what I mean. Those guns coming in, it had to be some kind of trouble and so forth. So we have to pray that that will get eradicated. It's too long that this is happening in our nation. All right, so swiftly moving along this week, I spent painstaking hours building a new feature to an app in progress. Now, normally I don't tell all you what I just do. I mean, I tell all you the apps and so forth, but I don't go into detail. And I just want to mention this to you all because I think it might be actually useful to you. There's an app that I have been developing since last year, something called WAMNOW. You know, like how WhatsApp is WhatsApp? You know, like you say WhatsApp? This app is called WAMNOW. Anybody know what WAMNOW means? What's going on, right? So the app is a messaging app. But today I'm not really advertising the messaging app. With the app, I added a new feature, and this feature, it allows you to track your cellular phone if it is ever stolen, if it is ever robbed or misplaced this morning. And why that is important is because all you know, mine gets stolen. I wanted to lose it technically, right? But the point is it was well stolen, robbed, or however you're gonna put it, right? And so God placed, this idea in my mind that it's something I didn't have before, because the app did not have the ability to track where it is. So I decided I'd put that in, excuse me. So you can use it to do that, or you can give a security code. So basically it's a security code, right? You take this app, you run it on your phone, you have the security code, and you alone must know the security code, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not a good code, but let me just say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so if someone takes your phone, of course they have to be running the app. You SMS your phone, from anybody else's phone, you SMS the code. And what the code will do is tell the phone to send you the location of where it is. So, you know them days people want to rob you and they want to take your phone? Well, you see, if I could get the police to use this, it would be so good. Because all they need to do is SMS the phone, they will get the location of the phone, and then the police will not just get the location of the phone, they will find the robber too. Problem solved? Yes, in a perfect world. But anyways, that is what it does. So I want to encourage you, if you get the chance, install up the app. It might be a little difficult for some people to figure it out, if you're not too techie and so forth. But if you're not too techie, let me know. I will eventually build a video on how to do it, but I'll explain how to get it done. You sign up, nothing you're paying for, except the SMS, right? Because when you SMS, it's like, Charlene, let me say somebody take my phone, I can go to Charlene and say, Charlene, send this message, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to my phone. And it will send me back the coordinates. It's a very simple thing. It's not a very complicated thing, but it's a very simple thing. But at least you could get back your phone, or at least track your robbers. The robbers might even know it working, if you understand what I'm saying. So we all have a part to play. This is my part that I'm adding in, right? So when you get a chance, don't come and lose your phone and then tell me you didn't install the app, because I was saying, only did not install the app. You understand? I cannot fix your problem if you don't do the correct thing. Alright, so anyways. So that was what I spent the painstaking hours doing. And the good thing about it as well too is that you don't need to have internet. You know, plenty of us, internet kind of expensive still. Anybody have internet on their phone? I know Brother Darren have internet on his phone. Brother Darren also have internet. Sister, you get ready to plan too? Yeah boy, internet really expensive boy. I think it's like one of the plans is like 200 or over, right? These days. So yeah, I know it is. So the good thing is you don't have to have internet, you just have to make sure location is on your phone. Right? Just make sure location is on GPS and that should be good enough. But it's pretty stable, tested it out and it works. Alright, so moving on, right? I plug in the thing there, I'm a paid advertisement that I didn't pay for, right? And so I said, right, again we all have our parts to play. And lastly, before I get into the word of God this morning, this is the 3 things that we're talking about practicality before we get into the word. I heard about a story where a woman found, where they found a woman in possession of a firearm. I don't know if you heard about it, right? She had firearm and she had ganja. You know what ganja is? Weed, marijuana, whatever it is. You think that make you high, right? And she was given 24 years imprisonment, if I'm not mistaken. She was found with that gun. She is a store owner, apparently. She was found with a gun and she was found with ganja. And she was eventually, this looked like this happened 14 years ago. She now gets her sentence of 24 years imprisonment. I hope I'm accurate in terms of the years of imprisonment, but it was high. And I was like, yeah, I mean, people deserve, people deserve some level of justice, as they say, and get imprisoned if they do the wrong thing and so forth. But what get me was, all you heard about the Uzi? Anybody hear about the Uzi? All right, so read the news. So, whoever it is found the Uzi, which is a semi-automatic weapon, if not an automatic weapon that could shell out about 100 bullets. I could be exaggerating, but that's what I heard. Could shell out like 100 bullets in a few seconds. That person get 12 months. That person get 12 months. And I think it was imprisonment, if I'm not mistaken, and that did not add up to me. Because a gun like that could kill 100 people. What I mean? Annihilate 100 people in a few seconds. That person get 12 months, and then this lady get 24 years for a normal pistol, and the marijuana. It didn't make sense to me, but as I say, hopefully the law will make sense. I could be wrong, but this, from my small mind, I was a little bit confused about that. And so today, that just reminds me again that we have more to pray for. We have to pray as well that the law will do justice as well. We don't know, maybe that was the initial sentence of 12 months, and maybe that person with the Uzi will get an additional time, we don't know. But this is something we need to pray for, that our law will stick up and do the right thing as well too. I'm not talking about politicians here and politics here, I'm talking about the law itself this morning. That when someone does something wrong, that justice comes into play, and they know not to do it the next time. I think that is a challenge that we have in our nation, that the justice is not perhaps swift enough and so forth, and so people think that they can get away with it. And so we need to continue to pray that justice will be served in our country. Amen this morning? Makes sense? Actually, it have ways to solve this, It have ways to solve it. But again, we have to do our part. And the people who are not doing the part have to do the part too. That is the hardest part, my brothers and sisters. Even as a pastor, when I come and I share the word of God with you, right, you have to make that choice to either choose that what is saying is by God and make a change in your life, or you continue on the same way, and we can't afford necessarily to continue the same way. All right, so this morning, hopefully we can conclude as I want to conclude 1 Samuel, because I know we're going on very long with 1 Samuel. If you're new, today might be a little bit tough on understanding certain things, but I want to encourage you, if you are new to church, come a little bit more often. Not for me, but come to hear what the Word of God has to say. For the past 2 months, if I'm not mistaken, we have been going through 1 Samuel in a lot of detail.